So guess what holiday's coming up on Thursday?
Your birthday.
No, not my birthday. It's Flag Day. Do I look like a flag today? I'm trying to look like a flag. I'm waving my flag high. This is not just any old flag. This is Teresa's flag. You get to come in, Teresa. Come on, Teresa. You have to come in because she got this flag when she got her citizenship for the United States. See? I was there, Brian was there, everybody was there, and Marty and Norm gave her a bouquet with this flag in the middle, and she hangs it by her desk. It's there every day. I'm very special to have it loaned to me, aren't I?
Remember when I used to come and quiz you guys?
Yes, she knew more about the United States at that time than I did.
Oh, you did good.
They have a test, quite a test to pass.
Quite a test.
Quite a test. Well, it's not only Flag Day, but it is also 40 Fabulous Years Day. Woo! We're all back. So just in case you forgot what the quilt looks like, we have another one. How many of you are new? Let me look around. Let me see. We have any guests, any visitors? We do. We have Shirley from New York. You get to see what the quilt looks like, Shirley. Okay, you ready? Yeah. You make noise when you see it. That's how we do it. We make noise. This is David's quilt. And 1, 2, 3. Woo! So just in case you forgot, all of these fabrics are solid colors. This is what Orion wanted David to do, and he did it. He listened. He's a good boy, huh? So anyhow, we are doing 2 blocks today, 2 blocks. So the first one is called To Market, and there it is right up in the corner. It's very interesting. We've done it a long time ago. To market for me is Quilt Market, of course. Quilt Market I've been going for years. And today I'm going to talk about 3 of my favorite companies. I'm going to talk about Baby Lock, Benartex, and AccuQuilt. And all of the other vendors and all the shop owners and the quilters, you've all been great, huh? We have such a great industry to work in, don't we? And then the second one is one of my favorite places to go. And let me see. It's right at the top. It's called Kentucky Chain. So why would I mention Kentucky Chain? Because there is Paducah. Oh, she said turn it this way. There. You know what? Would it be easier if you turned it sideways? Can you see all the blocks? So how many of you are you keeping up with the blocks? I know you guys are, because people keep on walking in with their whole quilt all done. And I want to know what they're going to do the rest of the year, huh? That means, I guess, that the instructions must be pretty good, huh? Pretty good instructions. Okay, well, David's is really fun out of all different solid colors. And then he just did the red and then the quilting. It's very modern quilting, if you noticed. It's got like circles like bubbles all through. Pebbles? Is it called pebbles? Pebbles. And then what's this? This is like, Grecian chain. Greek key. Now we know. Okay, Greek key.
Did David quilt it?
No.
None of us quilt. We all quilt with our credit card. Actually, we quilt with Quilt in the Day's credit card. That's pretty smart, isn't it? Don't you think that's pretty smart? Would you like to borrow our credit card sometime and quilt like that? It is truly amazing. And then show the back because they can really see it. Honestly, we get quilts sent out so much. It's just amazing how quickly people turn around. And like this one, we called yesterday and said, Judy, could you finish this for us? And she said, I've already got it done. Isn't that nice? So we always have something going on. So this is what's really cool. This is one of our old books. It's called The Quilter's Almanac. When this came out new, this actually won an award. It was pretty aggressive. See, I want you to see how our books have changed through the years. Just skinny little thing right here, huh? A cool book. And then you turn here, and there is To Market, To Market. 2 whole pages. Wow. 2 whole pages. It was kind of a different technique, but we did really good. We did really good because this book came out in 91. Can you see it from here better, Eric? Let's see. You just go ahead and go in close on it because it's really fun. And so that was one of my first block parties I taught. There were 12 blocks in it. That was cool, huh? Okay, and then I want to show you the next book, another little sampler. Cool. This was Crossing the Prairie here. 1993 Pioneer Sampler, and it was all about the different states that the settlers went through. And here is Kentucky Chain. A little story about Kentucky and Kentucky Chain. Kentucky means prairie. Did you know that? And I want to show you how uptown we were in 93. There are bigger illustrations, and now there are 4 pages. Whoa! Ta-da! Yeah, oh, you like that quilt? That is a repeat block when you put Kentucky Chain. Would you like to see one of those? Teresa, take that quilt off the wall and woo them with it. Yeah, where did it go? Sue did this one. Isn't that fun? It looks woven. It looks pretty tricky, doesn't it? But it's just a 1 block repeat, but that's what happens whenever you put all these quilts together. Sue did it with the orange. Oh, it looks beautiful in camera. It's so fun. I love it. Well, let me see. I want to go around the counter, and I'm going to start with Baby Lock. Woo, Baby Lock. Of course we have to, huh? Look who I have. My favorite person from Baby Lock, Steve Jeffries. He's the big guy here, huh? He is really a big guy, and he taught us this chant. You guys have to do it now, just for Steve, okay? Okay, put your hands up. Put both of them up if your arms work. Okay, got them? You ready? Woo! Okay, and now say, Baby Lock. Baby Lock. And now pull them down and say really sexy. For the love. For the love. Okay, you ready? Baby Lock. For the love. Oh, you didn't say that sexy enough. What's the matter with you, girl? Good thing we don't want to be taken down, huh? Well, where would I be without Baby Lock, who's supplying me with all my beautiful machines? We did a whole little corner over there. I'm going to try to make it easier for you, Orion. See all the beautiful posters Baby Lock does for me through the years. It's just really fun. There he is. There's Steve. They actually have a print shop with Baby Lock, and almost every year when I did a new book, a new quilt, and hold right there. Do you see all of those spokespersons? Oh, where all the ladies are, go across. Oh, there, this is cool. Because they do a lot of spokespersons, and you cut off the top so I can't read it. But okay, here we go. For the love of sewing, it's more than a slogan. So there are all those ladies that absolutely love to sew. They're all spokesperson. It goes back to years when I walked in and I said, you know, I don't get it. You do all these ads and you just put ladies we don't even know. We don't even know if they sew or not. You need to use real people. And they thought that was pretty funny. I said real people. And so look at all of the real people Baby Lock has now as spokespersons. I really like it. And so this is one of my favorite ads that I love. This is just so much fun. This ran in a magazine. They ran a lot of print ads with me. It says, it's like I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven when I sit and sew on my baby lock. Absolutely true. And down here it says, if you're a quilter like me, I dare you to sit down at the Aspire without breaking into a big grin. And there I am. Can I get a bigger grin than that? Look at that. I love it when I do when they do the photo sessions, they always say something to make me laugh, and then they take those. And do you see my purple boa? One year they gave everybody a purple boa, and we handed them out at Road to California. Everybody had a purple boa, and the next year we went back to the same booth, and in a corner was a purple feather. They were all over the convention. They were on there for years. It was just too much fun. Okay, so if we have the sewing machine, we have the baby lock for the love, but now we have to have fabric, right? We have to have fabric. Did you know that I have worked with Benartex? I think since about '99. A long time, and I'm going to talk to you about all of my lines. Orion, I planned it, so we're just going to go there and just go around the room. Cool? Oh, I like what you did. Here is David, and he is now the president at Baby Lock. Used to be Mr. B or Mr. Benardet for Benartex. And Teresa and I went out with Mr. B all the time. And Patty, she would always go to New York with me to help with the lines. But now I just want to show you the Homestead is the latest line that I did, the Homestead. And you can see some of the fabric. That line was different. I actually had an 1880 antique quilt that we took all the fabric from it. So it was very, very fun and very different. I enjoyed it. Okay, so now swing around, go clear across the door, and we're going to go to my first line, the anniversary florals. I love your signs, David. Thank you. 1999. And that year, we designed a new line. Oops, my necklace is rubbing. A new line that we put in Grandmother's Garden. Do you guys recognize that quilt? Yes. How many of you did it? Grandmother's Garden, applique. That was one of our block parties. And if you keep on going, keep on swinging around, and then we go to oh, beautiful Orion. Let's just look at it closely. That was actually, it was a Nancy Page Club. Remember, I had all the original newspapers, and we did that quilt. A lot of fun. Block parties, and this was another block party. The fabric line was Victory Quilts in 2008. Aren't we lucky to pick out all of the red, white, and blue fabrics we wanted to put together? Just gorgeous. All of those blocks were taken from the Kansas City Star in the early 1940s. They are all blocks that the readers to the Kansas City Star submitted. So it was just a lot of fun, and I love the line, the different fabrics and such, and then the little ribbon border around the outside edge. That was a block party. Victory Quilts. So how many of you did Victory Quilts, huh? You guys, you got a lot of quilting to get done. You're not raising your hand. Okay, swing a little bit more to the perennials in 2006. And that is just beautiful. With the purples and the greens, and both of those quilts were made out of the perennial fabrics. This is like old time, you know, walking up to our stash of quilts and trying to find what we made with the different fabrics, the different years. But Loretta Smith made that quilt on the side. You remember Loretta Smith. I think she called it a tulip. Okay, so keep on going. So this is Zoe Christine. Take a guess. Who do you think named Zoe Christine? Benartex always called me and said, name a pattern. So I named one called Eliane. The next time they said, name a pattern. And I wasn't available, but Orion took it upon himself. And that's why it's called Zoe Christine. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? That is a very, very cute pattern. And around the quarter. And then up the last one, Clear up on the stairs, Forever Love. Kylie was actually the one that named that one, Forever Love. I still have, she makes all these little hearts. I have them hanging on my bulletin board, and she writes little messages. She makes sure, but in the attic, I took a block out of each one of my antique quilts and put them together and used that fabric, Forever Love. It's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, and that one is one of my favorite quilts, the water wheel. But those fabrics are really fun. And now if you come back to the front, oh, Ryan, wasn't that better? We did better this morning than this morning. No? He did good, didn't he? This morning he didn't know where he was going. But I was going to just take you over behind Eric because that is Zoe Christine that I just finished this weekend. I want to give it to Zoe. Actually, Zoe had her birthday on Sunday, but I'm going to give it to her. Put her label. You know that the names are always written in the salvage edge. And so I'm going to put a label on that says Zoe Christine. She can have it forever when she grows up. Is that fun? Well, David said, Elle, we can't find anything on anniversary florals. David, I think I have it in my office at home. And guess what? From 1999, I found my notebook. This is the very first line that we ever did. Patty and I worked on this together, and we had a plan. And it is amazing. Benartex has stuck with this plan ever since. But we just said, for an attractive quilt, we need prints of different scale florals, large, medium, small, right? Okay, we need prints of different textures, ferns, checks, right? And then we said we need tone on tone, which appears solid from a distance. See? Light, medium, dark values. So we can make a quilt, right? Color selection, analogous colors, popular colors side by side on the color wheel. And we said, orange is not a popular color for decorating. We suggest blue in place of orange. And that's probably true. There's a lot of blue, but they put a little orange in Homestead. They did just a little, but we used it. And as I looked through, I saw this is the original painting that it started, the whole thing. And we just pasted these all up. I mean, I can't believe I still have it. This was Patty and I, and you're not going to believe this. I have this dress hanging in my office. I'm going to wear it probably next month. This piece of fabric. But we also talked about the best thing, fussy cuts. Patty is really big on fussy cuts. Every fabric has a fussy cut, and we also have lots of stripes. And so we had a plan then, and it's just really stuck all this time through 10 lines of fabric. I asked them to put the signs up because I can't even remember the names of all of them, but I have this one. You will see how the quilt on the cover of Radiant Star came from the fabric line. Okay, wait, I'm going to show you first. So these are, you would get big cards like this. This is from 2011. This is the second edition. So whenever you work with Benartex, especially for me, they would go to a quilt show, an art show in New York. It's called Surtex. And they purchase artwork that you can license from the artist. And the Benartex ladies always said, let's go find roses. Eleanor likes roses. And have you noticed nearly every line has big flowers in it, big beautiful flowers in it? Well, this is where it started. And then this is the fabric. Then they just multiply it. And they put it into a piece of fabric. And you see down in the bottom, the monochromatic of the same flower. And then we say small flowers. Okay, get some small flowers. Okay, so here's a small flower, and here it is right here in the green. Isn't that beautiful? and it's written above it, Orion loves it. Orion loves it. Patty's favorite over here. And I like this one. It's funny, but she likes this one too. We like a lot of them. And this is interesting down here with the check. The check was straight on, and we wrote change to on point. A lot of our checks are on point, aren't they? And so it just goes on and on. That is how we worked and we originally designed with all of the paintings. And then you see, look, whoa, these are the finals. This was one colorway. Ooh, you like it? Oh, on point. And then always little texture, the dots, the golds. And let me see this one. Blue. Ooh. Isn't that pretty? You don't? Well, it's no longer available. Except in my stash. And here is the stripe. It's really fun. And you cannot believe how many people, they pull a book or a piece of fabric and they, can you send me that? It was about 12 years ago. And we can't do it. Okay, I want to show you the radiant star from this perennial line. Okay, you ready? Do, 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 do. You're going to remember. Ah! Isn't that nice? Some of you are shaking your head. You remember, huh? Just beautiful. A lot of work, but a lot of fun. So Benartex has been so good to me. I love working with David in Benartex. We told him he was going to be on TV this morning, but hi, David, if he worked or not. Okay, so you want to turn in your book?
Can you ever get one of the patterns repeated?
Can we ever get any of the patterns repeated? I think one of the best things they have done is that the lines have been produced for a large time, for a long time, longer than a lot of them. A lot of different companies, you know, they're in and they're out, and you barely get to purchase. But it is best that you purchase when you see it, when you like it. It's just like an antique. It's not coming back. So anyhow, I want you to take a look right here. Go to, in your book, did you bring your book? Oh, no! Yay! Let me see. Got to have your book. Oh, good. It's page 86 is to market to market. I want to see this plaque. David, come back in. So this is to market to market. There's the three. There is Benartex and Baby Lock and AccuQuilt, which I'll talk about later about AccuQuilt, but that's a big company for me too. It all started, yeah, I couldn't read that plaque. I can't read the bottom of it. It made me proud to receive this. I was the 1999 winner of the Michael Kyle Award of Achievement. Michael Kyle was a very important person in the industry. He's since passed on. But I wanted to read this little thing saying, why did I get this? It's honoring commitment to creativity and excellence in the quilting industry. It's from the International Quilt Market. Thank you, thank you. So, special. So we're going to do to market. Guess what? We have two sizes. 12 inch. How many of you are making 12 inch? 12 inch? Okay, how many of you making 6 inch? Yeah, good. That's good. That's really, really good. So in this one, into market to market, we're going to start out and we're going to make half square triangles into mediums, yellow and green. There's 4 of those. The second set of half square triangles is in background and red. There's also 4 of those. And these 8 half square triangles surround the very center block. And take a look. Don't they match good? Ooh. That's why you need your books. You need your books so you can follow them. Follow them. How do you like that? I think I'm from Kentucky. I'm following around. Okay, so let's just start. There's your picture. There's all of your yardage. Your cutting chart. Got that? And we are going to turn the page. Beep. And we're going to start with making our 8 half square triangles. They are 2 sets of rectangles. And the first one I'm going to show you is the 2 mediums, the yellow and the green, right sides together. And the second set is the background and the red, right sides together, right? And do you guys all know how to make half square triangles? Let me see how many of you. Okay, so we're going to just fly right through this, right? Okay, so aren't we glad Teresa did it already? So you're just going to draw your diagonal line, or straight line, and then your diagonal lines. And then you sew how far away from the line? Quarter of an inch, and on both sides of the line, right? Yes. Right? And you're going to do both sets. And then you're just going to take your rotary cutter. Look at this. Look what I have, something new. I'm looking for my 6 by 12. Is it around? Where did my 6 by 12 go? And look at this. I have this cool, pretty, aren't I pretty? Pink cutter, blue cutting mat. Is that cute? It's because I couldn't decide if it should be a boy or a girl. Okay. So then. Not for me. No, I think I'm all done getting grandchildren. Okay, so we're just going to cut it in half and then just turn your ruler, cut it on the diagonal. I'm doing so much better. I had a little nap. This morning I was forgetting to open my cutter to make the cuts. But look, I'm remembering. Okay, that's a problem. You got to open. Okay, here we go. We've got 4 background and dark. Yep. Boop. And Teresa's going to use our great wool mat. Did you guys get a wool mat? Have you using it? Are you using it? Isn't it nice? Isn't it surprising how nice it is? It's like, oh my gosh. You think that it doesn't make a difference, but it does. It's because it absorbs, it gets heated from the top and the bottom. And the seams melt right in it. You don't see the seams from the front side. It's amazing. Okay, so I've got 4 more of the yellow and the green, right? Yes. Flip them over. Okay, and this is cool. Remember the beginning? I told you to get a fussy cut ruler set. Did you pick up one? Because this is the block you need your fussy cut. Okay, so to square these up, I'm using the 3.5-inch fussy cut ruler. And it has an X on it. We're going to use both lines, but right now we just need to have the diagonal line right on the seam, center it on there. There's not much to square up. Wow. You got to be very careful. There's pretty close. Ooh, hardly any waste. So just put it down. It would help if you put like an Invisigrip on the back so this doesn't slide. You trim 2 sides. Turn it very carefully so you don't bump the patch. And just cut and cut again. And that's your patch. This is all that's extra. That's hardly anything. I remember in the beginning I didn't even square up. It was Patty that started me squaring up. She's so fussy. Okay, so you're going to repeat with the green. Good. Got it? Okay, so I'm putting that there for Teresa to finish. I'll give you the ruler too. Did you bring your own rotary cutter? Okay, so now we're going to go on. We're just going to, I should have laid those out like that. Okay, so I won't sew it right now. I'll do it in the next minute. Green and red. Is that right? Look in your book. No. Number 6. No. Oh! No, that's not right.
Right, you had it right.
Oh, I heard Brenda say no. It's right, Brenda. It is. I heard Brenda say it isn't right, and I got scared.
I'm sorry. I'm just mixed up.
You are mixed up terribly. No. Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside because it says go on to making the quarter square triangles. They come from yellow and red squares. And if you look at the picture, what does it show we're cutting? How are we cutting these? Look at the picture. And I'm going to cut it into a big X, a big X. Can you see those lines? They're not real dark. A big X. So just cut in one diagonal. Don't take them apart, but cut in the second diagonal. So Teresa, are you impressed with my cutting?
Yes, you are.
No, that nap did me good. Okay, so this is kind of a different way to sew these patches. Stack up all of the green, now I'm going to talk crazy, red and the yellow, okay? Okay, and then in the picture it shows you to take and turn. They're kind of different direction. You're going to put one like this and one like this. They're flat right across the top. See that? I think it's tricky. Sometimes you just don't sew it this way. But this is how we're going to sew it so that we can make the side pieces for the center square. Okay? So get it laid out. It's really good if you get it laid out. Get it laid out right in the beginning. Isn't that good? Right in the beginning. Then they will all be right, or they'll all be wrong. Does that happen? Oh my gosh. Okay, and the reason that I flip the red onto the yellow is I'm setting myself up for pressing. I always like to put the color that I'm going to press toward on the top. That way you don't have to reorganize it. So I don't know if you realize that, but that's what I do. Okay, now to get your stiletto, I have my sew straight on my sewing machine. I'm keeping a perfect 1/4 inch seam. This line going right down the middle is the needle, and then this second line is the 1/4 inch. And I keep on doing that more and more. I just, because I can start right out here, getting it all lined up. And then just as you push it up there, you just keep on following it right through. And I just keep my stiletto right on that line, so it goes right through. So if you don't have one, I know where you can get one.
Where can you get one?
It would be right here.
At Quilt today?
Yeah. So see, you don't cover your feed dogs, but you do cover your bobbin case. And it has really good 3M tape to hold it down so it doesn't slide on there. But David showed me if I want to change my bobbin, you just peel it up, take your bobbin out, change it. And this tape that's on here, when you put it back down, you can just stick it down again. Oh, is that good? It's very good. It's very, very good. I made Orion buy the good stuff. Okay, now you can just take it, assembly line it, and ooh, wonder where my gizmo is. It's here. Okay, so see, you can just go right down along there, press it up like that, and while I cut, Teresa's going to take this square that's for the center and fold it in half one way, press it, and then fold it the other way and press it. And this is my cutting gizmo in case you guys wonder. So the reason that I love this is because I just leave it right at my ironing board and really fast, okay? Okay, cool. We're moving. We're hot. Baby, we're hot. Okay, so this is the center. The crease is to go ahead and take this piece and line up the seam with the crease. Oh, so it's centered. So equal tips hang out on both sides. You want to have your tips equal, right? Don't say anything, Brenda.
I know.
That's a quilting term, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and sew this on one side. Use your stiletto, hold that seam down, and just zip off the one side off and cut your threads and turn it around and take a second piece, line up the seam with the crease right in the middle, drop it down there. Okay, so while I do this, look and see how Teresa is going to press these seams. It's in bold. Did you see? Towards the square? In big bold letters. You have to read everything in bold. Yeah, Chris knows, right? Everything. Okay, so now she's going to just go ahead and prepare it. I'm going to take a little drink. Good. So see how she creases first? She lifts it and creases it. And then, perfect. See? On the back side. Now we've got these tips hanging out on both sides. You can't possibly sew the next ones on. I take my ruler and line up a line on my patch. Let the tips hang over. Just cut them off right there. Turn it around. Line it up with a line. And cut off those tips. Whoop. Doo-doo, doo-doo. We were going to save these for our wedding one time, but we never did. Now we have to get rid of them. Okay, so then all you have are these two. On the last two signs, it's the very same thing. So that goes along pretty good, huh? Pretty good. Do you want me to just let this one? Do you have one all ready for me? Okay, well, this is for you to do later, Teresa.
Can I have it?
She gets it. And look at this. Doo-doo!
It's either that or I want to take Brenda with me.
Oh, that would be a nightmare.
See? Brenda's going to do your work for you.
Oh, right.
Well, help me.
Oh, okay. So this is the second fussy cut ruler that's very important. This is the 6.5-inch fussy cut ruler, very important. You just take the X in the middle is really good, the diagonal lines, because we have those quarter patches. You just line up those lines with the seams. That is good. It's very clever. Very, very clever. I have to go into Alex and Ricky's show in August, I think, and they told me I had to come with clever techniques. I'm thinking, okay, I hope I have clever techniques. Clever techniques, okay. It's in Denver, and I think it's in August. It's for their quilt show. Quilt show? Ooh, look at that. Is that not perfect? Whoa. That looks really good, huh? Okay, and look, this is the extra. This is all you get. Okay, Shirley, are you having a good time? Good. You can tell all your friends back in New York you got to come. Okay, so now look at this. We're going to put these patches together so they just continue to look like a star point. Oh, doesn't that look good? And you actually make 4 of them all alike. So you just take and you flip this right sides together, and they don't lock because we're going to do something tricky later with locking. So anyhow, and watch, I want you to look at that picture right up there in the top of page 89, the second column. Something different with that seam. What are you doing with that seam? Press it open. That's what got you screwed up? That is different. It says right there it doesn't lock, but it's going to lock in just a little bit. But see, that seam is very bulky, so we reduce the bulk by pressing that seam open. So if that's your book, why don't you circle that? So you're sure you see it, right? Yeah, press it open. That's on the second column of page 89, top seam. Press it open. Okay, see this? Press it open and the picture's there. Because when you take this now, whoops, wrong side. Maybe if I did it right side up, it would be better. Okay, so this is what we have to lock. And the way the seams are pressed now, when you flip this right sides together, this green is just going to just slide right in there. It's just going to start down here, and it's just going to roll right up, and it's going to lock together. Yeah, really. I promise. See? Whoop.
Is the other one up there?
Can we see the back of the other, the square on bottom?
This is going that way. 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 Watch my fingers. Whoop, whoop. Now do you get it? Is that clever? That's why it took us, we spent hours trying to, I did this over so many times. I can't imagine how many times I did this. Because the first seam, it was kind of easy to, even without locking. Okay, where did my jumper scrap go? A jumper scrap is very useful. It probably said that someplace. Get that little cute jumper scrap in there. Get these little scissors, cut this ball off the end. See what happens? Woo! I think I got it. I think I got most of the ball. I think I'm going to get it started now. I just get too excited and I move too fast, and I know I should do a little bit slower. There, okay. So now I'm just going to kind of peel this back. Do you see how I have 2 peaks on both sides? Right up here. A peak and a peak. I'm just going to look, and I'm just going to lock those into place. Roll them into place. And just use my stiletto. So it's good if I'm actually doing this, then you know I'm not faking it and Teresa's doing it, huh? Okay, so across. Let's see. Let's see, Eric, if I'm gonna show or not. Ooh. Ooh. Awesome. Ready? Is that good? Very, very good. That is tricky. That is very, very tricky. Okay, so let me see what I have here. I guess I better sew this one on too, huh? Is that going to be good?
Yes.
Does the pattern, you know, when you're far away and you're looking in the camera, you can actually see better than me, right? The yellow and the red. We changed the color placement on this from the original one that we did. I just noticed how different David's did look in this. It did look really different, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it did look a little bit different. But we just decided that In fact, a lot of you, when you were preparing to do this quilt, you kept on referring to the blocks as stars. People were saying they wanted to have all stars. And so we said, ooh, we better make this look more like a star then, and that's what we did. See, we listen. Okay, I've got it. Seams are pressed open. I peeked, I got it all lined up. If it's good, I'll show Eric. Okay, a little bit more. Oh, is that why? Is that why? Cool. Another one. Another one right on. Okay, so now, whoops, would you like, I'll take my jumper scrap back. Okay, now how's Teresa going to press the seams? Towards the center again? Yep, it does say that, towards the center again. And while she gets that one ready, I'm just going to show you the next one. These are the same direction, but they now have squares sewn on the two sides. And when you turn it over, once again, these seams are pressed open. And the seams on the outside edges are pressed toward the outside edge. Pressed toward the outside edge. Let's take that. That's looking good. Let's take this. Ooh. Ooh. It does look like a star, doesn't it? It does, and that's why we did it. And so I think it looks really, really good. So when you sew across here, these go in opposite directions. They will lock. How about I show you from the back? How about that? Whoa, now you see it. See, they go in the opposite directions, so they're locked. They're the opposite directions here. That will lock. And then all of these are going in towards the middle. So it works really good. Ah! And that's it for to market. And all that is just, oops, I'm running the wrong quilt. Cut, retake. I'm done with to market. Oh, cool. And so let's see. All right. Kentucky chain. There is a really good picture. Let's see where that one is. Oh, I don't know. Do you have the Kentucky chain picture? So if we just turn the page to the next block, it's Kentucky chain. Yeah, that one. And I did lose it. What page was that again? 91. Okay, now you're on 91. And I will show you the picture on the bottom. This is just a group of people in Paducah, Kentucky. I have been going for years. And I usually do 3 shows a day. And it's kind of exhausting. We have a lot of inventory to sell. People travel. It's like your bucket list. I want to go to Paducah someday. It's on your bucket list. It's because 30,000 people converge on this town, go to the museum, go to all of the exhibits. It's the whole town. The whole town comes out. I think they said it's the second biggest money maker to keep that town alive. It's a great old town, and if you go on, what did you tell me, David, on Facebook? On Facebook, last year, David and I took a horse and carriage ride around Paducah. And he shot the video, and the driver of the carriage narrated and told all about the city. So you can actually still see that. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, you've heard that? Yeah. Yeah, it's really a lot of fun. So anyhow, up here in the top, this is my very first store. It was run by my good friend Jeannie McLean, her daughter, and her mother, Betty Bird. And all we had was just like this little storefront, and we had a stage area about this big, and that we had fabric and quilts and everything in there. We lived out in Catawba, which is away from town. I think it's about 30 miles out of town, Catawba, at Betty Bird's house. And one day, Jeannie and I were running late for getting to the quilt show. She was my driver, and we were putzing around, and then all of a sudden we got on the road, and we were so close to the freeway exit, and we ran out of gas. And so we like kind of coasted into the exit, and then it was on a downhill, and we're, you know how you go a little bit until we didn't go anymore. And I said, we got to get to the show, we're going to be late. So we both jumped out of the car, and we started running down the ramp, and I was so crazy. We ran across the street to the gas station, and there was a man sitting in the car with his wife, and I banged on the window and said, can you take us to the quilt show? We're late. We got to get there. We got to do the show. So yeah, sure, hop in. So he got us to the quilt show, and he sat with his wife, and I looked at him, he even laughed. He had a good time. Well, the next year I went back, and I was presented with this quilt. Ta-da! This woman was driving on the freeway. She saw us running down the freeway ramp. Do you see? Do you see the hat? Do you see that? This is me. I know this is me because see the hat in the book? That's the hat I was wearing. David, we got to find that hat. That is the hat that I was wearing. And Jeannie is carrying a gas can, and we're running down as fast as we can. And so this has been in my collection forever. It says Paducah or Bust. It's just too much fun. I love the ribbons flying in the little car that we were driving. So anyhow, it was a gift to me, and she did sign it, but I've had a little trouble. I should actually give it to Eric. Maybe he can read it. It says my name, and you guys all see if you can read it. It's from, last name is Korb, K-O-R-B, but I can't read the first name. What do you think it is? M-W? Eleanor's my name.
M.W. Core.
M.W. Korb, $4.95. $4.95. What's that?
Maybe she's watching.
I hope she's watching. Thank you. Thank you. That's been in my collection all this time. Too much fun to have. So are you ready to see how to make Kentucky chain? It's lots of fun. Easy to do. Have you been reading the stories? I was glad. It sounded like a lot of you hadn't looked at the stories ahead of time. It's too much fun, huh? Okay, so this is the fun thing. Just 2 fabrics and a background. That makes it easy, right? 2 fabrics and a background. Red and navy, perfect for Flag Day. You could get this done on Flag Day. The whole quilt. Yeah, I thought that would make you laugh. But anyhow, if you look at the yardage, what's that? Teresa, you could have a little class here and do all of them for them. Wouldn't you like that?
Oh, no.
So look, it says select 1 background, 1 medium, and 1 dark. So look at your yardage, because first it has quarter square triangles. We need a 4 1/4 inch square. We need 4 of them. And then go to medium. We have short strips and long strips. And then dark, the blue, short strips and long strips. Okay? Those are really technical terms. But I like to use terms you will understand. Okay, short strips and long strips. Okay, and the background squares. Okay, let's turn the page. And what we need to do is take the background square, and we need to cut it into 4 quarter square triangles. And you can't believe, this is such a cool ruler. This is the 6 1/2 inch fussy cut ruler now. Because look, you line up a straight line on the left and the diagonal line goes right down to the corner. Isn't that cool? And then just pick it up and turn it. And you can turn your little mat just a little bit. This little mat is very convenient beside your sewing machine, beside your baby lock for the love. Okay, so now we've got our triangles. We've got our short strips and our long strips. Simple, right? Okay, so what the illustration says to take your short strips, I'm going to do red. Do you want me to sew 2 of them?
No,
Only one?
whatever you want.
Well, I don't need it?
No, you don't need.
Okay. Okay. There's the short strips. And I'm going to just take these triangles. You do make 4 of them, but I only get to make 1. Okay, that's what goes on the short strip medium. This is the short strip dark. Okay, and you do the same thing. A little triangle on each side, right? Okay? Okay, now I'm cautioning you. Some of the people tried it last time. They were glad they came to class. Take note, okay? All right, so I'm just going to flip a triangle, line it up at the top. Just follow your picture exactly. And just line up at the top. You will, of course, it doesn't nearly fit. Okay, so just go ahead, 1/4 inch seam, butt it right behind. You would do 4 red, and when you're done with 4 red, you're going to pick up the dark, the medium and the dark, and just assembly line, so 4 dark right through. Okay? All of them. Okay, I'm not going to press the seam on these yet because it's a technique, so I'm just going to clip them apart and now pull back that triangle, flip a triangle on the opposite side, and line it up. Line it up. Did you notice that I'm wearing a cool pin cushion? It was a gift from Joanne. That is the woman who made my dolls. But she didn't know I hardly use pins. But it's pretty anyways, isn't it? It matches my red dress. Okay, same with the dark. Little ones behind. Okay, so now you press the medium in one direction and you press the dark in the opposite direction. Okay, so look and see. This is medium. Yep. And how am I going to press these seams? Out. Out. Innies and outies. This time it's an outie. Okay, and then this is the dark. We're going to press it the opposite way. So how do we press these seams on the dark? In. Outies and innies. It sounds like belly buttons, huh? Okay. So Teresa also creased the center. It's going to help us with our marking. So this is the medium. The seams are out. And it's creased down the center. And that's the dark. The seams are pressed in. And so I'm going to give her these 2. So we're ready. Okay, so these need to have folds in the center, so we have center folds to match up these lines. Okay? Okay, so take them and fold them. And I hope I have others. Oh, I do. Thank you. At least one more of each. One more of each. Okay, so now we have red. We have red short. And we are going to take blue long, the opposite. Okay, there's blue long. And we're going to line up our folds in the center. Okay, beside it we have blue short, so what color do we put long? Red. We always do the opposite now. Whoop. There. Yeah? Okay. This is good. We're doing good. Easy so far? If you follow the pictures. Once again, we made changes from the original ones. We made different, better sewing directions, better locking. Don't you think, Teresa? Yeah. We worked on all of these. Okay, so I lined up the folds in the very center, and believe me, you will see if you do not line them up in the center, you will notice it. Okay, that is the long blue. Now I'm taking the long red with the short blue. I'm matching those little folds right there. And just butt it on and keep on going, right? Somebody made it, she messed up. It kind of looked cattywampus, and she called her new block Kentucky Moonshine. That's good, huh? Okay, open that up. That happens. Okay, so we have red here. We've got long. We're going to do red on the other side, right? We're kind of like sewing X's right now. X's. Okay. So do you remember how I pressed the red? Look back at the picture. Out. I pressed the red out. Okay, just so we don't get complicated and confused, you are going to take this block again and press the seams out. Just do the same thing, out. Whatever the first one was pressed, you do it the same way. Okay? And now this one, I'm doing the blue. See, that's easy to go right down through the middle, huh? That presses them out. Okay, turn it over and show it to Eric on the back. So everything's pressed out on one block. Everything's pressed out. Okay, so this one is blue. And how were the seams pressed? In. So how do you think we're going to press these last seams? I went a little crooked. Don't let anybody see that. That's not too bad. Oh, so there it is. Moonshine. No, it's not moonshine yet. You can buy moonshine. Sue always goes. Actually, I think she buys Kentucky bourbon. Her husband gets so excited when she goes to Paducah. Kentucky bourbon. Okay. So I kind of see my creases. You have to be careful. Okay, so it's out and out. And so this one, maybe you should. I don't see my, I don't see my folds very good out here. Yeah. Press again and press those folds. You got them kind of pressed out. Okay, so she's folding all 4 of these little corners, and she's pressing them so I can see the center lines. This is so when we square it up. And again, I'm using the 6.5-inch fussy cut ruler. Is that fun? We're going to have a run on fussy cut rulers. So look, there's a blue side and a pink side. Isn't that pretty? Okay, that's better. Okay, see? Can you see the folds? You really need to see the folds. You can't just trust to just plop these right down on here and cut, because you have to do it in center. Okay, so I am just moving my ruler around so the points of my ruler go right down through those creases. And if you have to tweak it a little bit, tweak it. Okay, that's looking good. So I'm just holding it down. And just go ahead and trim one side and the other. Woo. And once again, you don't even have to pick it up and move it. Just turn it very carefully, keeping everything laying down. And cut again and again. Ooh. Good? Cool. Very good. Very good. You got the center, yeah. Okay, so now we need to have 4. You need to have 2 and 2. Let me see. 2 and 2. Aren't I smart? Okay, so we have to put all this very back, very neat, and get it all ready for the next class. Ooh, thank you. Okay, so we need 2 blue, and woo! Okay, here we go. 2 blue and 2 red, 2 long red, right? 2 long red, 2 long blue. Okay, so we're going to make an X in the middle, okay, with the red. Ooh. Let's do the long red, okay, like it goes across. Okay, it goes across like that. And so we can just do it like that, right? And then we're going to make it's like X's and O's. It's an X and then it's an O in the blue. So it's going to go like that and like this. Ah. And that's it. Whoa, is that cool? So when you flip it together, see how important this is? Yeah. That these line up, that you get your center points, because they have to line up. Yes. They have to line up. And if they don't, you kind of really have to fiddle around with them. So let's flip this right sides together, and we see that the seams go in, and on the opposite side, the seams go out. Yes. Oh, doesn't that make it good, huh? And so once you sew this together, just like we normally do, it has the little swirling and the little 4 patch you open up and mush it. You swirl around and mush it so that it lays nice and flat on the right side. See? And so whenever you put it together, 2 blocks together, see how it starts creating that secondary pattern?
You make all the blocks the same.
You make all the blocks the same.
And then they lock in.
Uh-huh. Yes, and they will, and because they're all swirled around the center, they will all line up. Yay! Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo! Kentucky chain. That's good, huh? It's really easy once you follow all the directions. That's just important. So I only have one more company that I want to talk about. Another favorite company, the AccuQuilt. Honestly, I didn't realize I was a klutz until I started breaking everything. And then I found the AccuQuilt cutters. Don't believe old age gets better. It does not get better. So I just totally love using my AccuQuilt cutters since I tore this rotator cuff, and oh my gosh. So there's the Go Baby and the Go Big. Did you guys, if you haven't ever seen, how many of you have an AccuQuilt cutter? Yeah, because if you don't have an AccuQuilt cutter, you just go, oh, okay, well, I don't know how I do this. But you put your die, this is a die, and you put your fabric and a mat on top and you run it through there. We need to have the whole demo the next time, David, because this won't fit, obviously. But this will go in the Go Big. Yes. Guess which one I have? Go Big. Go Big. So this is the AccuQuilt Go. See? Go. Here, oops, I didn't mean to be so friendly. So this is what I like to do. I like to go, you go, girl. You ready? 1, 2, 3. You go, girl. And so on the back of their T-shirt, they say, better cuts make better quilts. And you can cut your quilts out so fast. It's so much fun. We have some more dies up here. Oh, this little one would have fit. I think, nope, it's a big one. You don't have the Harrison Rose quilt? You didn't bring it. It's okay. So I designed 3 dies. I did the Blazing Star, and then this one is the Harrison Rose. Doo-doo. Wow. Cool. And Teresa, if you'll go over and put the AccuQuilt staff under the screen. Oh, this one. We have to take this one. Okay, this is a happy anniversary for my 40 fabulous years. And put it underneath Eric's camera. This is the AccuQuilt staff. And I was not there. That is a cardboard statue that they just put me right in the middle. But it really looks like me, doesn't it? And so back off. This is the whole AccuQuilt staff. I really love working with them. It's so much fun. You see that cardboard statue? Baby Lock made a lot of those. And people covet those cardboard statues. Mark Lipinski got one, and he has me standing in his living room. And sometimes people try to buy them, and then they put them in the passenger seat so they can ride in the passenger lane. And I'm sitting there going along. But anyhow, that is really cute. So there's like go bags. Woo! Everything is go in green. And I did 2 books already with AccuQuilt, and I'm working on a 3rd one. Good? Ooh, this is the one. Go Cube. Really fun. Go Cube. And this is one of my favorite quilts, especially for Flag Day. It's very patriotic. I have this eagle die. You want to help me with the quilt? The eagle die. And to do this applique, all you do is take your size of fabric and you press paperback fusible web on the wrong side, and then you cut it on the die. And this is what you get. Woo! Isn't that pretty? And then we just put stars around it. We made this quilt together at an AccuQuilt retreat. Every person made a couple of blocks. The magic of using AccuQuilt is when a whole group makes the same quilt and they turn in their blocks, they go together. Is that great? And so this one is just set with lattice and cornerstones with the eagle. Just so pretty. It's perfect for Flag Day. And David ran and got the Harrison Rose. It's just beautiful. We want to show you the Harrison Rose. Some of these things you go, oh my gosh, there's no way I wouldn't make this if I didn't have an AccuQuilt cutter.
Upside down.
Is it upside down?
Yep, it's upside down. Oh yes, we didn't do it. You're sure? That is very, very pretty too. Very, very pretty. Harrison Rose was in my Tales of First Ladies. Tales of First Ladies. The only lady that did not get to live in the White House because her husband passed before she got there. Harrison. Remember, Harrison was the one that gave a very long speech, his first speech, and he caught pneumonia and he passed right away. And she hadn't even moved in yet. So at least we have a quilt in honor of her, huh? All right. So have a good, happy Flag Day, huh? Did you bring something to share? You did? Can we share it? Okay, let's give Teresa the mic. Oh, Lou has a whole bag full. Ooh, oh, look at you, Mary. Oh, good. Okay, give Teresa the mic so she can actually hand it to people on that side. Okay, so you line up over there. Oh my gosh, I see so many boxes. This is what I love, these boxes, if you haven't watched. Where do you guys get your boxes? Michael's? Michael's, yeah, me too.
Well, yes.
They have them in Hobby Lobby? And I know because when we get them, they're pretty expensive. But you can really get them for low.
Has them on half price every 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, half price. Okay, Brenda.
Well,
Okay.
I'm getting both sizes. So I've got all my little bitty 6-inch.
Oh, come over here.
I've got all my little
Come in the
bitty
center.
6-inch
Ah, now I'll
log
help you.
stuff.
Oh, they're adorable.
Really fun. And then I'm doing my blocks and AccuQuilt Club. We did
Okay.
these.
In AccuQuilt Club, we have been doing some of the blocks. We can't do all of them, but we can do some of them. And so it's really fun.
You should
Oh, they're beautiful.
So last Friday we did these. And
Yeah.
what I did was I put my little Go Baby on my sewing table and I cut them and sewed them at the same time.
Oh, that I know. That's
It's
great.
fun, fun, fun.
You know, the bear's paw is a little different than what we did because we didn't have the right size dies to make it the same as what is in Fabulous 40 Fabulous. So this is our bear's paw. But it's cute, huh?
And you know,
It's very, very
and
cute.
I'm a little behind.
I love your colors.
I have to be quite honest. I had collected some of these, but my friend Joan gave me some extras.
Oh,
So I have a
cool.
selection.
I
that
recognize
she was
these.
finding. It's fabulous.
Oh, look at this one.
I like these
Garden
colors.
walk
Yep. And my only 12.5-inch log.
on her log cabin. So you know she's got these are for 6-inch.
I have bunches to do.
And this is for the 12-inch. Good job. And you have it in a project bag.
Not just any project bag.
It's not any just bag. It's Eleanor Burns made a stripper out of me bag.
Bags. They're better than those boxes in my opinion.
Yeah, they are. So they're free for me. I put it on my account. This is very interesting, Alan.
I'm just doing the block that you did last time.
Yeah, but look at it. It's Super Lady. And
It's red, white, and blue.
you got the stripes right.
You
Good
have no idea how
girl.
many times I did them, but I got them.
Huh? She did the stripes. Remember that was our lesson, doing the stripes? That was a challenge, huh? Good job, Alan. Oh, look at Mary's. Let me see, you have a cute fussy cut too.
I did.
Oh, she's got a whole different palette, very soft. The peachy is really cute. You want me to hold them as you
Okay.
go through?
Sure.
Okay, and look.
There's this one
Ah, how pretty, very springy.
and one more.
And look, the little fussy cut right in the center. That's sweet. Very, very cute, very different.
And I'm looking for something to make the bear claw because I want to try it with the stripes.
She's going to make the bear's paw with the stripe. Very good, Mary. All right, Mary Jane. Cool. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. This is not really a stripe, and I actually made this before last month. And I went home and I thought, oh, that kind of does have a
It
right
has-
and a wrong.
It does have a direction.
And I thought, am I going to rip it out and do it? And I decided no.
They fine. We'll just show them.
So,
But you know what? It looks really nice.
and then a couple of months ago, I was sewing for a few days at a friend of mine's house. And so I got all my log cabins done, and I got the individual blocks done up to this one.
And
Which
you
is
and you
today's.
just did this in class today.
I know, I noticed that, yes. And this is also my yarn crawl quilt.
Yarn crawl.
Excuse me, quilt run quilt.
Oh, that's really different.
Well, I also knit, so I do.
A yarn run. You
yeah,
do.
so I do
yarn
runs too.
crawl.
But anyway, I if I find a quilt that takes lots of different fabrics,
Uh-huh.
I will buy a little bit of fabric at each store for that quilt.
I know, that's fun.
So I bought a little bit of fabric at each store
Thank
in
you.
the March quilt run to make this.
Oh, cool.
So anyway.
Very good. So we're coming up with a new run pretty soon. Good job. And Athena is in the AccuQuilt class too, right?
Right.
And so, you've got a regular bear's paw. This is a good lesson.
I also have the other one, the AccuQuilt for the fair. There we go. I think these were the last two that
Yes, those are the last two that we did in AccuQuilt.
we did. Want me to show?
So there, everybody's learning how to convert their measurements. Yeah, see the difference?
There's the dancing bear.
The dancing bear, yes. We called it the dancing bear.
This is for the fair on the July 14th because they're doing a free admission if you bring a 12.5 by 12.5 inch block for Quilts of Valor.
Is it?
Oh, June 14th. Sorry, Flag Day.
Oh, that's in 2 days.
Yeah.
You can make one of these.
I made these in one day.
Yeah, you can just whip them up. But isn't that nice?
Huh? Del Mar.
It's the Del Mar Fair, yeah. That's great, and it's a big savings, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because
expensive to get in even
yeah,
for seniors. I think it was $12 or something.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
bring 2 of those and you get in free.
Or you bring one.
One per person.
Mandy's coming, my daughter.
Oh, she made it for her daughter. But it's completely different, but it's a lot of fun. David figured out this one. He told me we'd have to make adjustments, and we did. But it's cute. Everybody loved it. Very, very cute. Cute. Oh, Lou, that's beautiful.
I didn't have to do stripes because I was going with the fabric that goes with it. So luckily I didn't have to do stripes.
Very, very cute. Very, very cute.
Just like your blood.
Very nice.
This is my third version of my log cabin.
Look how pretty. It reminds me of your dress and your earrings.
It was a challenge. I had the wrong colors, and then I finally went to the solids, and it's okay in solid.
It's really pretty.
Oh,
Look,
good.
turn around and look in the TV monitor, and you'll see how pretty it looks. Isn't it pretty?
Yay!
It's very pretty.
Thanks.
Oh, good job. Good. All right. Are we okay? Did we get to see everything? Did we have enough fun? Oh, good. So I need to ask Shirley, did you have a good time? Yes. Did you? What do you think about our class?
I didn't know.
You learned a lot of things?
I did. I never thought about the pressing thing in the middle.
To take out the bulk.
Yes.
We think of everything, huh? Okay, let me see. Did you guys get a special invitation? Yeah. You're next?
No, do you want to say bye?
Oh, aren't we supposed to invite everybody? We're supposed to invite everybody in the whole country to come to this, aren't we, David?
We are.
David told me to invite all of you to the whole country. So let me see one of your papers. Okay, so we're doing a special tent sale. Ooh, you gotta come, because there's gonna be popcorn, ice cream, cotton candy. Okay, it's a tent sale. It's just gonna kick off a party. It actually starts on June 23rd, that's a Saturday, and it's gonna go on for a week. There's gonna be some prizes, some giveaways, and fabric as low as $250. Whoa, that's pretty good. That is really good. That's good, pretty good. But on Saturday, we are doing a show. David and I are doing a show. It's the Fabulous 40 show, but it's unlike you've ever seen. You must come just to see the costumes David makes me wear. And the wigs. And he will put them on straight, unlike me. But anyhow, we're going to do a show at 10 and at 2, and they're only $5. You can sign up out in the store. You all come. Sounds like we're going to have a good time. Dress up for a tent sale. Oh my goodness, 50 to 73% off in the store only. All right, thank you. So happy Flag Day, everybody. Thank you.